Hey, welcome to another StreamYard, Bradley J. And today we are going to be talking about Evergy. And they got a new Kansas Energy Efficiency Investment Act that they have put together. And I get to talk to Janelle Dobbins about this. Hi, Janelle. How are you?
Pretty good, Bradley J. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing good. And Evergy, I I get my bill like everybody does once a month, but also I get information from Evergy, which I love because they always have ways that I can save money. And one of the things that I saw that I wanted to talk to you about was these smart thermostats. And the great thing that I loved about this, I was like, okay, so there's a thermostat and I need a new one. How much does it cost? And it didn't cost me anything. Evergy just gave it to me.
Absolutely. Yep. You can get a free thermostat through us. As you said, smart Wi Fi enabled, whatever you want to call it. You can use it on your smartphone. And you can do Google Nest, you can do Ecobee, you can do Cincy or Honeywell. So we also have four different options of manufacturers. So if you have a preferred one, and it's super easy, you go online, pick which one you want, fill out your information, and it actually ships directly to your home, and you can do a quick, easy self install.
And it gives you all the information right there. But I am horrible at things like that, like hooking things up. And I asked my maintenance guy, because I live in an apartment. I was like, hey, I got this thermostat from Evergy. I go, would you do that? And he was like, absolutely. We will come in. He goes, if you're not comfortable doing it, I'll come in. I'll put it in for you. So I'm very excited about this. I just got it. And the cool thing is, this will save $145 per year, really.
It could. Now, that's partly depending on how high do you normally have your thermostat and everything else. But what we find, and I find it even true for myself, when I'm out and about, I'll suddenly be like, oh, I'm going to go out to dinner with friends tonight, or my schedule has changed. And so I'm able to go on here and change it right then. So I'm not either heating or cooling the house when I'm not in it. And that's where those people start figuring out all of those savings, because that is with the older programmable, you're doing based off what you think your schedule is going to be, not based off what your schedule ends up being for the day.
And that's one of the things I think people love about this smart thermostat because they're in control of how hot or how cool it is. I was raised in a family where my mom would throw things at you if you touch the thermostat. And with this, it doesn't happen. And for me, it's a great time for the schedule because like I go home at noon. So I kind of want my house like cool by the time I get home. And this is going to help me do it and also save money. But also one of the big things I think, especially you, Evergy thinks about this, is saving energy as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because as I said, there's no reason to be running that thermostat if you're not actually home to be enjoying that cool air, unless you have pets or some other reason that you're wanting to do it. And as you noted, that you're a renter. So this program actually works for both renters and homeowners. For renters, we just say, hey, check and make sure your landlord has no issues with it. But so far, I've not had a landlord yet say, nope, I don't want a new smart Wi Fi enabled thermostat in my rental. Like they're super excited because they know overall their persons then being their renters being able to be more energy efficient. But yeah,
Yes.
we have definitely found that people use less energy with this option.
And this is very easy to get, right? Because it's an app. And so you just go to the app store and have
and
that's how.
and download it. Yep, depending on, you'd either go to Google Nest or Ecobee, whichever brand you're getting. Quick download, easy setup. I will say I have the Ecobee. I was able to set it up in a couple minutes, and you can do pre-settings. So if you kind of know your schedule, so you don't have to think about it all the time. But then the easy thing is you can always override it when, as I said, you're out with friends or something has happened, the baseball game, softball games are running late, or you're going to get home even earlier, you can just control it from your phone. Or as I said, when you get off the plane after you've been on vacation for a week or you're driving back, you're like, okay, I've had it high this whole time, but I'm going to an hour out, set it down so it's cool when we get home.
And also, they look cool as well, as you can see right there. That's how
Yep.
cool they look. I don't know why sometimes I get that way when I buy things and I'm like, really? What's the cool factor here? And I give that a 10 out of 10 for sure. Easy to get, saving you could save you up to $145 per year. Like you said, kind of depends on, where you set it. You like it cool, you like it hotter. Um, that's just the way it goes. I do want to move on. An HVAC. I don't know much about an HVAC. I'll be honest with you. I know the word, but you guys will actually go in and replace old HVACs for people. Talk about that and explain how that happens.
Yeah, so this new program we have for those, it's also tied into that whole energy efficiency as we've been talking about. So the newer systems are much more energy efficient than older systems, kind of like anything that works that way. So how this works is you go online to our evergy.com/save, and then you see this find a contractor. It's a blue button. You're going to click on that and you're going to find a contractor that's close to you, and hopefully it'll be one that you may have worked with in the past. And they're going to come in, look at your system, and be like, yep, you need to do a replacement. And then we have up to $1,000 that you can get off as a rebate on that. And that's all based on the SEER level, which mainly the SEER level means how energy efficient it is. It's all a number rating, but they're going to be able to go through that and show you and say, oh, at this SEER level, you'll get $500 off. If you pick this system, you're going to get $750, or if you pick this system, it's going to get $1,000. And on these systems, what we find, because we do know it's expensive to replace your HVAC system, you're going to have the long-term savings because it's much more efficient. It usually runs less, it runs quicker, it cools faster. So at the end of the day, you are saving energy and you are lowering that bill with that new system. So it's going to pay for itself in the long run.
And that's what people are looking for, is to save money, especially in times like this. Also, one of the big things for people with a home is installation and air sealing. Evergy is doing something with that as well. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we also have a rebate with that. Same way as the HVAC. You're going to talk to a local contractor who's on our list, and they're going to be able to go through and explain it. But mainly, they're going to first do an audit of your house. So they're going to be finding, where's the air coming in around those windows or your doors, or looking at your insulation and being like, oh, that insulation's not going to keep the heat in or the cold in, whichever you're wanting to do. And then from that, they'll be able to tell you from that audit, okay, here's the updates you need. And once you actually make those updates, the rebate kicks in, and goes up to about $500. And they have all the exacts on it. And that's why we tell you to work with one of our contractors, is they can explain it and tell you, well, if you do this, this is the money you're going to save, etc.
So I should take all of the foil from around the windows and everything, like my grandma taught me, and talk to Evergy if I ever buy a house, right?
Yes, there are lots of different ways. And we even have on our website, if you go to that evergy.com/save, it has lots of tips for you of just reminding, hey, what can you do to help keep those drafts in or out, depending on which way you're doing. Even reminding you about if you have a ceiling fan, because depending on the time of year, depends on which direction you want to run that ceiling fan.
Because I was going to ask that. Is that real? That's true.
That's a real thing. So clockwise in summer, because you want to be pushing that warm air out, and then counterclockwise in winter. We have it written there. I'm fairly sure that's the right way.
I always look at my ceiling fan in my bedroom, and I'm always like, is this going the right way when it's on? And then I'm like, I don't have time. And it's just right here on my phone. I should just call. I'm like, Siri, Evergy, please. I need to know this information. I do love that Evergy sends out, like you said, how to save money, what to do. Because to me, that means that that's a company that cares and wants to help you out. And I want to say for me, I appreciate what you guys do at Evergy to help me save money and also just make my house more efficient when it comes to heating and cooling it. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, is help educate our customer, because we know everyone wants lower bills. So it's much easier for us to say, hey, here are some simple, easy things. Like, it's not that hard on your ceiling fan to click the little, usually it's just kind of a little slide there, or a switch that you flip. And that's going to save you some money. Or just reminding people to use draft dodgers along the edges of their doors to keep that, if they haven't done their insulation air sealing yet. Or if, as you said, you're a renter, there's easy ways. And we even have what's called a home energy analysis. It's a quick 5-minute survey on that same evergy.com/save page. And on that, you just answer a couple questions, answering about, hey, what temperature do you normally keep it at? And then that will give tips that specifically work for you, how you answered those questions.
It's fantastic. I've seen that survey. I haven't taken it yet, but I've seen it. I just want you to know that. So I don't want you to walk away from this interview going, no, he has not. I have seen it. but I was like, I think my favorite TV show is on. I think that's what distracts us. Where can people go for more information about Evergy and if they have questions?
So for all of these energy efficiency programs, if they go to the evergy.com/save, SAVE, that's going to have all of the programs here that we've been talking about. So it's easy, click through and learn more information about them all.
Well, Janelle, thank you so much for taking the time to explain about this. Is so great about these programs that you have for all of your customers. I appreciate you taking the time, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for letting us share the information out with your listeners.